Democratic leaders seek to have it both ways on impeachment. House Democratic leaders are seeking a delicate balance when it comes to impeachment and President Trump. Judiciary Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler DNY outlined the latest. At the same time, Nadler made it clear the committee was not, at least now, considering a formal resolution to launch an impeachment inquiry. It's a messaging balance designed to appease liberals clamoring to oust Trump immediately, while protecting vulnerable centrists battling to keep their seats in next year's elections. Whether it will satisfy either side is an open question. Republic. David Chichelin. The path we Democrats have steadily emerged to back an impeachment inquiry since former special counsel Robert Mueller testified before Congress last month on Russia's 2016 election interference and episodes of possible obstruction of justice by Trump. About Now supports an inquiry, increasing the pressure on Speaker Nancy Pelosi of California and other leaders. At the same time, the number of House members formally backing an inquiry is far less than the 218 votes needed to impeach Trump. Centrists have repeatedly offered concerns that the party is spending too much time talking about impeachment as opposed to healthcare and other issues seen as central to the party's victories in last year's midterm elections. They've warned this could A handful of Democrats have promoted the idea that the party has effectively launched an impeachment inquiry, even though it has not. That seems designed, in Republic. Madeline Dean D.I. Chichelin cast the strategy as being about practicalities, saying it would help Democrats secure documents and witness testimony from the courts. Some liberal House members themselves aren't fans of impeachment. Republic. Hank Johnson D.P. Johnson noted that his fellow Georgian, freshman Republic. Lucy McBath I. Pelosi has sought to keep impeachment on the back burner, and that effort was helped last week when the Democratic presidential debates largely avoided the issue. It's always possible the issue could create more noise on the campaign trail, however. At last week's debate, Julian Castro, the housing secretary under President Obama, made the strategic case for impeachment, saying House Democrats risked making a political mistake by not impeaching Trump even if the GOP-held Senate failed to convict him with 67 votes. Castro's argument taps into another messaging strategy Democrats are hoping to utilize in 2020, painting McConnell our Kentucky. The Senate Majority Mueller's testimony yielded no new information, but he strongly emphasized Russia's active measures to interfere. And while his Nadler announced plans last month to continue their investigations by going to court over redacted portions of the Mueller report and seeking to enforce the subpoena for testimony from former White House counsel Don McGahn. While Nadler still, legal experts say the committee's arguments in court are weaker in an informal impeachment investigation versus a formal inquiry. Democrats have expressed hope that the courts will view their investigation as an attempt to conduct oversight and cause a judge to expedite proceedings. Members on the committee watch.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.